we had an issue checking into Studio 6 in Mesa, Arizona. And the issue was that nobody did an audit on how they got paid and who paid who. There was actually a glitch, which was nobody's fault. The customer was made to feel at fault, and the customer had to de-escalate the receptionist and mandate a supervisor to speak with the customer. Well, I had made a third-party reservation through one of the apps, and everything was confirmed, booked. My debit card was charged, and when I went to the sales counter to talk to the receptionist, she said it did not go through, that it had gotten declined. I asked her if she would look at my bank statement, because my bank statement shows that I got charged. She neglected to do so, and she came off a little bit aggressive. I then asked to speak with her manager, because I had felt that the communication between me and the representative, it just wasn't going to scale. And again, she refused to allow me the chance to speak with a representative or with her superior, to the point to where I had to ask her if she was in charge and if she had the keys to the door and if she had the alarm code. At that point, she said no. I said, oh, okay, great. So then may I please speak with the person that has the keys to the building? That was the language that was able to produce a manager. The manager protected the shield and took her employees back on all that. And, again, refused to look at my booking, my confirmation number, and my transaction from the bank. The bank let those funds go. So I had notified Motel 6 corporate and made a phone call there. What had happened, the resolution was this. Expedia, okay, their system, their merchant, all right, or whatever they're using to process payment, I guess it was down. And at that point, it had glitched. They had ran someone else's card over mine, and that card came back declined, I guess. I don't know. So once they were able to resolve that, I got the keys to my room. And mind you, it's late. We're like 10 o'clock, almost 11 o'clock at night. We're tired. We're groggy from the road. So I just wanted a nice resolve, get into the motel room, and I had to come back to the front desk for something. Maybe I had to grab a second key. When I went to get the second key, the same receptionist asked me if, I forget, if she brought the subject up again. She brought the issue up again, and I had let her know. I said, look, it was nobody's fault. It turns out it was Expedia's fault. She says, well, now you know it wasn't my fault. Okay, ma'am, you have a great evening. And then I left it there. Now the next morning, when I came back to pay the bill for the following day, we stayed like 5 days there. It's actually a really nice place. We stayed a few days. On day 2, I was asked by, I believe, a manager or somebody in position about the issue again, and she had protected the shield. She stuck up for Motel 6, and I looked at her and I said, "Ma'am, this issue has been resolved. Is there still an ongoing resolution that we need to come up with?" And she said, no, I just wanted to bring it to your attention. I said, okay, I really appreciate that, and I'll be bringing it to the attention of who I voiced my grievance to, because I feel that this has gone on way too long. The issue's been resolved. I got the keys. Everybody got paid. Why are we talking about this? And so after that, we didn't have any problems with staff or anything. Everything worked like clockwork. And at the end of the day, it's a pretty nice place. How I would get into it is probably a little bit more managerial training. That way the representatives can have a little bit more customer service. Like, one thing I'd point out is that we don't use the word declined in customer service anymore. We use it did not apply, because you never know if that customer has funds, and you never want the customer to feel broke or poor. That way the word apply, it's much more gentler. So just little things like that. And a huge attitude change would be great. Come in there with a positive attitude. It's nobody's fault. We're going to get to the bottom of it. Sir, I can't give you the keys as of yet. Let me work on this issue, and we'll come up with a resolution. And I'm sure everything will work out. That type of conversation makes me feel good as a customer. Okay, I know the money got taken out of my bank, but she has me covered. She said so. She gave me that warm blanket. And it's kind of the overall of what happened and how I feel and how I would have resolved it. I feel that corporate customer service in general, I believe that it has just gone to the wayside. And I don't know how anybody else feels when they make a purchase in this country, but it's, you get into like these conflicts and they're nuisances, they're wastes of time. And it's like corporate no longer cares that there's a beating heart on the other end that actually has something to accomplish, whether it's paying a bill, whether it's buying goods and services, whatever the case may be. I feel that, at least in my experience lately, that I'm just being talked to like we don't matter, and I wish that part can change because I know we're better than that. Like I had stated, I feel that I should be compensated one evening, not for the incident, not for Expedia's incident, but because this went on for 2 days. They asked me again at night, and then they asked me again in the morning, and it's like that's customer service 101, guys. Once we resolve an issue with the customer, we're moving on to a solution, and then we're moving forward with the experience. To keep bringing this up, it's really, how do you say it? Like, it shows a lack of class, and I feel that I should be compensated at least one evening for that. If I have any type of financial mistake, or if I'm late, or if I make one wrong move in life, I could have a court date, I owe extra money, I could have a penalty. There's all kinds of things that can happen, and which is fine. I accept that. That's the way it is. But for corporate to treat customers like this and not have any type of repercussion, I mean, it's gives the momentum for it to go on and on and on. I hate for the next guy to experience this, especially if he or she was on the road for 4 or 5 hours like we were, and we were hungry and we were tired. And nobody needs that in their life, Absolutely. De-escalation training is absolutely a must. The biggest thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to focus on the issue for a brief moment of time. Yes, I understand that there's an issue. Yes, I understand we need to move past it. How can we do that now? And we need to brainstorm on solutions after that, especially as a consumer, because it seems like when we're buying our goods and services, we're getting hostility, or we're getting not the best attitude. And, I understand, times are tough. People are hardened now, but we should still at least talk to each other with a little level of decency. And when that doesn't happen, I feel that the other party needs to really work on that de-escalation. So what I do is I'll match their tone, just about right here. I'll come right underneath their tone, and I'll start using those soothing and calming words to try to bring them down. I understand that what you're experiencing may look like I didn't pay. I do have proof to get this resolved, and I try to use those soothing language and try to, comfort them in their, I guess, hyper state. And once you're able to bring that hostility down, even just a few notches, you can really get the other person on like a clear playing field, and they'll really begin to like understand. They're like, oh yeah, well, maybe I should go get a supervisor, or yeah, maybe, things like that. I just feel like de-escalation communication is the biggest tool that we have. And the thing that you don't want to do is get excited. You don't want to lose your cool. You definitely don't want to cuss or anything like that. You're going to lose, and nobody's going to win, and everybody's going to go home sad. So that would be my best advice.